Hello, I'm Dan Morales.
And I'm Kristen Lagana. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll meet the Eastern District Police Captain and tell you about an important deadline for Medicaid recipients. But first, making headlines this week. Last week, we told you about the maiden voyage of a new weekly charter flight from BWI to Havana, Cuba. Well, County Executive Schuh and his delegation have returned, and we caught up with Schuh to get the follow-up report. The delegation spent 3 days in Havana, and of course, they brought back cigars, but also a lot of information about the current state of Cuba and prospects for business opportunities. Here's what Schuh had to say about the trip.
We had 4 goals for the trip: to identify opportunities for commerce, educational exchange, athletic exchange, and fine arts partnerships. I would say of the 4, the only disappointment was commerce. There's clearly no immediate commercial opportunity in Cuba because of the nature of their economic system. They are still communist, there's no private ownership of property, and they are desperately poor. But we will be pursuing educational exchanges for our students to go to Cuba and vice versa. Athletic exchanges, we're putting together an opportunity for our baseball all-stars here in the county to go to Cuba and play in a tournament. And we're also connecting arts organizations in Cuba to fine arts organizations here in Annapolis.
Sounds like it was a pretty cool experience, Dan.
Yeah, I'd like to go, but
Yeah, but I guess Cuba does have a long way to go, and I'm thinking maybe they should send us down so we can see for ourselves.
We are the co-hosts.
That's right.
Well, I'm a co-host. But.
Well, there you The weekly flights are to run through Island Travel and Tours and Swift Air.
Kristen, with all the controversy surrounding tragedies like Ferguson, Missouri, and the riots in Baltimore City this summer, we did get a taste of how to do it right this week. Police, community leaders, and citizens got together at Glen Burnie High School for a town hall meeting to discuss how to improve relationships between police and the public. The event featured an 8-member panel, including Police Chief Tim Altamare and NAACP President Alan Tillett. Bascom Ditt Talley of Johns Hopkins said he audited use of force statistics for the police department of AA County and was pleased by what he found. Here's what he had to say.
What I know about your department is they're not perfect. They work hard and take their job seriously. They compare favorably to departments in the area, and as others have noted, they compare favorably to departments nationally. What I also know is they're committed to getting better, and that's one of the hallmarks of really good organizations.
If you missed the town hall meeting, no worries. We recorded the entire event and will post it online next week. We should also mention that you should get involved by enrolling in the Citizens Police Academy. The latest class just started, but you can find out more by calling 410-222-2446. I think I look pretty sharp in a police uniform. What do you think?
Well, Dan, I don't think that you get a uniform or a gun. Sorry.
Oh,
well, we know that fall is here, my favorite holiday. Well, I mean, my favorite season. With my favorite holiday, Halloween. Is this your favorite season?
It is.
I feel like this is the favorite season for a lot of folks. We're waking up in the dark, spiced pumpkin lattes, figuring out what we're going to wear for Halloween. What are you going to do this year?
I thought we already said that was going to be Luigi or something like that. It might change, though.
It might change. All right, so did you change from the last time we talked?
It's now gone to I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Mm-hmm. That's a great costume. But there is one thing left to remind us of the summer. That's right, the Annapolis Sailboat Show is here. It started Thursday and runs through this Sunday. Whether you are window shopping or looking for your next yacht like me, the show has everything you could possibly want powered by wind. You can also learn how to sail, get a sneak peek at the America's Cup, or check out a boat demo. We ran into Annapolis Mayor Mike Pantelides at the show, and here's what he had to say.
Well, this week we have the Annapolis Sailboat Show. It's an institution. It's been going on for over 40 years. It's a great time for the public to come down and get on million-dollar boats that they may not have a chance to otherwise. It's a huge economic impact. We get hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes, and people get exposed to Annapolis for the first time from all over the world.
So what's your pleasure, Dan? Catamaran or monohull?
Ooh, catamaran. I love those things at summer camp.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I think I am more interested in the powerboat show, though, which is this next weekend. We're going to take a quick break, however. When we come back, we're going to talk to Lynne Myers of the Department of Social Services about an important deadline this month for people receiving medical assistance. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town. We'll be right back.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
I will not be news today. I will not make another push to be the first man in space with frosted tips and a puka shell necklace. And I will not go viral when my terror is caught on camera when I finally realize that in the vacuum of space, no one can hear you sing. I'm Lance Bass, and I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Welcome back. Joining us on the program this week, we have Miss Lynne Myers, who is the supervisor over at the county's Department of Social Services. Lynne, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, something that we really want to touch on first and foremost is what you do over at Social Services. Can you highlight how long you've been there and what your work entails?
Sure. I've been with the agency for 6 years, and I am a supervisor, so we do eligibility for food stamps and medical assistance.
Very good. And something that we wanted to bring you onto the show today and talk about is we hear there's a very important deadline coming up for Medicaid recipients. And is that something that you can highlight for us?
There is indeed.
All
Effective
right.
October 31st.
October 31st.
Yes, so our Medicaid recipients who have not gone online and have not renewed their medical will not have it. So November 1st, no more medical.
Oh.
Yes, so that is why it is very important that they do this redetermination immediately.
Very good. And that, of course, contains a bit of a re-enrollment process for folks. It's something that they're not really used to doing before.
That's correct. So before, our customers would come into our office and we would do their redetermination. With this new system, they actually have to go online, log in, create an account, and do their own redetermination.
Okay.
So a little bit different from the past when you'd come in.
Right.
Now you're on your own. You're setting up your own account and you're in charge of your own medical now. Which is why it's very important to get, yes,
People
very
should obviously
important.
take advantage of the time they have right now.
Yes, because it is a 30-day process. So if you don't go online and you don't start the process come November 1st, you will not have coverage.
And we don't want that to happen.
I think we were discussing off camera that even if you do it the day of the deadline, you still might have a gap in your,
That's
in your
correct.
coverage.
You may have a 30-day gap. And unfortunately, this is no longer the program for the Department of Social Services, so we're not in control of that anymore. You are as a consumer, so you're going to have to take your necessary steps and get yourself enrolled.
There no longer will be anyone from the government to help out. To be going through all by yourself, no hand-holding.
We will help. But yes, you are in charge of your own destination there, yes.
And then if you for some reason did indeed miss the deadline, what would happen?
Okay, so you can still, Medicaid recipients can apply all year long. Okay, so you can go online to the website www.marylandhealthconnection.gov and you can create an account. It's very user-friendly. You can come into your local Department of Social Services. We have computers there that you can use, and we will assist you. You can also go to the library, you can go to the local health department, and there are 2 numbers that you can call. First number is 855-642-8572, and somebody will walk you through, and they will actually do your application for you over the phone. You can also call 800-332-6347, and they can also assist you in the process.
And I understand also we were talking off camera about some of the schools are going to be even opening their doors for folks that want to use computers there
Absolutely.
as well.
Any resources we have locally, the health department, the schools, the libraries, we're trying to get everybody in. So if you don't have a computer, that shouldn't stop you. You can come into our office and use our computers, and wherever you have a computer, you can go in. We're trying to get everybody enrolled so there is no lapse in coverage.
So make sure that you're out there, you're understanding a little more accountability now, you're managing your own coverage, and you need to be responsible for making sure that you hit it before that deadline of October 31st.
That's correct.
That is not a trick or treat that you want to meet.
That is correct. No health insurance November 1st is not a treat.
That is not a treat. Well, and thank you so much for joining us on the program this week.
Thank you.
And one more time, let's highlight that website and the phone numbers.
Sure. So it's www.marylandhealthconnection.gov. The number is 855-642-8572 or 1-800-332-6347. And as always, you can call your local, and our number is 410-421-8539.
Lots of options, lots of assistance. Get it done.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Do not wait until the deadline.
Do not wait.
Do
Thank
not
you
wait.
so much again. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. The Eastern District is one of the busier areas of the county for police. They have a new station and some new faces. Our own Sara Gannon caught up with the district commander, Captain Shawn Urbas, to find out more about him. Sara?
Thank you, Kristen and Dan. Today we are at the new Eastern Police District, and I'm here with Captain Urbas, which is welcome. And we want to welcome him to the Eastern District. Can you tell us, Captain, about yourself a little bit and about the new Eastern District?
Yeah, absolutely, Sarah. So I'm a 19-year veteran of the police department, recently promoted to the rank of captain. And as you stated, I'm the commander of the Eastern District here in Pasadena. I have served in special operations within the department, internal affairs, public information, and patrol functions, and also media relations. So I have a wide background that helps me do this job that I have now as the commander of this district. So as behind as you can see, we have our new station, and it houses approximately 120 police officers sworn and some civilian members. And we encompass a pretty large area here in the district. Most people are probably aware of all the way down to the Bay Bridge, up to the lower parts of Glen Burnie, up on the Crane Highway area to include Pasadena, Severna Park, and parts of Millersville. So it's a large area that we patrol. It's a great area to patrol, and it offers a lot of diversity for us to go out and do our law enforcement function, which is to protect and serve the community.
I have to ask, what is the best part of your job?
You know what the best part of my job is one, getting to work with the men and women of the Anne Arundel County Police Department. They're a very professional group of people, and they do outstanding work. In addition to that, I love to get to meet the people of the county. At this rank, fortunately, I get to interact more with different community associations, our business partners, the schools, and all those things. So those things together, getting to meet the people and do the job through partnerships, to help fight crime and solve quality of life issues for people is a great part of the job.
Now, I do want to ask, what is the most complicated or maybe frustrating thing about your job?
The most frustrating part about our job or being a captain is just, I think, keeping it all together sometimes, because at this rank of captain, not only are you dealing with the needs of the citizens of the county with regards to crime, quality of life issues, those traffic issues, which are very important issues. Sure. We're also dealing with personnel issues. When you have 120 some people to lead and manage under your command, that presents its own set of problems. So I think as a whole, the amount of work that's involved in being a police captain in charge of a district is just a lot. But it's okay. It's a great challenge. And I think I've prepared myself through my career to be up for that challenge and serve the people of this district and the county at the level needed.
Very good. And we appreciate what your department does and all the departments across the county. And I know before this building was completed, Captain Simpson had done an interview with me and kind of showed me a little bit about the station before it was completed, of course. Are you excited that you're in a new station?
I am. I began my career at the old Eastern District back in 1997. So to get promoted and then be given this command is quite an honor. Sure. It's a beautiful building. The facilities are very modern. And not only for the officers that work here, for the community, such as the community room that you're well aware of, and people to be able to come in and share those things with us. So it's a fantastic building, and it's a flagship addition to the police department with regards to facilities.
Sure. Well, thank you very much for all that you do, and welcome to Eastern District. And back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm sure a lot of people know Captain Urbas already, and he's doing a great job up there in Pasadena. So, I think I figured out your Halloween costume.
What do you think it's going to be?
The brawny guy.
The brawny guy?
The quicker, thicker, bigger.
I'll have to practice the lines to get it down right, but I'm sure by the end of the 5th recantation of that,
right,
I'll probably ditch the costume and be tired of it.
You'll have it down. Actually, something that we did touch on earlier, we were talking about the last remnants of summer, and this weather has just been absolutely crazy. We had all of that rain last week.
Yep.
Which is insane. I know for me personally, I've got a bit of an issue right now in the ceiling over my guest room bathroom.
Whoa.
Seems like I've got some water damage there. But you know, a lot of folks out there, we're hoping that you made it out okay in the rain. And then we've snapped back suddenly into some weird last bit of summer weather.
Yeah, I guess it's Maryland's last form of our Indian summer before we
a little Indian summer.
Get our taste of the nor'easter in the winter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice and cold, I guess. Hopefully not, but.
Do you like the cold?
For about 2 weeks.
After
the first snow, and then after the snow is done,
I'm
done.
We already said I love fall, but I love a good snow. I think it's just very peaceful and calming, and I like getting stuck inside.
And then once you get out and you have to go back to work and the salt's everywhere.
I hate driving in
and
it.
The snow's
Absolutely,
black. Yeah.
Can't stand that. But you know, it's just one of those things you learn to deal with when you live in Maryland, dealing with all 4 seasons, and sometimes a very odd mix of them in other seasons, summer and fall.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a very short fall. We've had that before. Hopefully we have at least more than 2 weeks of fall.
No, you're right. It's those perfect weather opportunities in those 2 seasons of fall and spring. We always get shorted. It's the worst.
And the winter's very long.
And then we have a very long winter. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archive episodes online anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or Google Plus by searching Arundel TV. Please tune in for more highlights and news from around the county. We'll see you next time.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it,
please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.